how cute she is. I used the mirror to reflect light onto the shelves. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, wait, that's kind of sick. Hi guys, my name is Gianna. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my bookshelf, doing a little bookshelf tour, but then also telling you guys all the books I want to read in 2024. I was gonna do a video where I built the bookshelf and organized it, but as I was doing that, as I was filming, I was like, wait, I can't build this shelf. So I had to have my brother build it. I bribed him. I was like, if you make me a bookshelf, I will make you monkey bread. I got this shelf for Christmas. My grandma got it for me. If you're watching this, thank you, Nana. She's stunning. She's very beautiful. I think it was from Wayfair. So if you wanna snag this, check out Wayfair. I was honestly gonna get one from Amazon, but she was like, oh, this one's better. So I've been wanting a bookshelf for a while. So I've been kind of thinking in the back of my head, like how I wanted to organize it. And so I was already like making the Pinterest boards, getting inspo, thinking like, okay, how do I want to do this? And so it wasn't until I actually like saw the shelf, saw my books, knew what I was dealing with. And I was like, okay, wait, this is what I want to do. People decorate them differently. Sometimes they do it by genre, color code it. They have like a color scheme that they're going with. So I kind of did a mixture of both, but ultimately I wanted to do like maybe theme and genre, but also like whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of random, but like they all make sense to me, how I organized it. Okay, do you see the color schemes? So we got some purple going on, we got some blues, that shade of green I love, some pink we love. So this book is Emma by Jane Austen. And look at that spine. First of all, it's gorgeous. It's literally so pretty. Do you see this? I have never read a classic in my life. Never read anything by Jane Austen. I've watched Pride and Prejudice. That's about it. And I do know a little bit about Emma. I know it's like Clueless was inspired by Emma. That's all I know. I saw this beautiful purple book at Barnes & Noble, and I said to my friends, I was like, that is beautiful. I need it. They gave it to me for my birthday. Isn't that so cute? So I'm going to be reading that. I don't know when. I don't really have a time where I was planning on reading it, but I'll get to it eventually. And these books, this is the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. I got these covers because you can't get them in the US. I got them from the UK. I had them shipped. So the second one I got for Christmas from my mom, she got it from Blackwell's. And there's like some issues with that site because like I couldn't get... Sometimes it doesn't accept your card. I don't know why. If you know the answer, please tell me. So yeah, these are kind of a hunt to get. I got the first and the last one on Amazon. Like I went through like the UK Amazon website and bought them. Worth every penny because look how stunning they are. They're so cute, and I love how because I've seen a lot of people do this, and it's so easy to do with a hardback. Just kind of like open it, and so it's like displayed like that, and it's just gorgeous because it's like, why would I not show off these beautiful covers? I like to have, you know, some of my decor kind of embody the theme of the shelf. This flower I got from my grandma, and you can put like a candle in it. This one's kind of not, I need to get another one, but yeah, it's so cute. I don't know where she got this, but I think it really goes well on the shelf. So next to Once Upon a Broken Heart, we have the beautiful, beloved Shatter Me series. This I read in 2023. Literally the highlight of my year. It was so good. There's so many books in this series, but like I did not want it to end. And I just think like the spines look so good. Like the colors of these go so well with these books. I was trying to think like what decor do I have that will go with the Shatter Me section on my shelf. Couldn't think of any, but then I found this like greenish candle. I don't really use candles, but if you know, you know. I needed to have something green, and I like the plant too. I think it looks well. I think it looks well. I think it looks good. Okay, so now we have my second shelf, and the theme for this is like beachy rom-coms, like cute little romance books. We have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I recommend reading this like on the beach. It's perfect beach vibes. It wasn't the best book I've ever read, but it was pretty good for like a lighthearted summer read. And then we have the Summer I Turned Pretty series. This is literally like, these books got me back into reading, got me like really wanting to read more series. So, you know, I owe Jenny Han everything for giving me that. So I have that series. Also, this is literally my prized possession. I got this signed because I went to the author signing. So it was Jenny Han, who wrote the series, and then Lola Tong, who stars as the main character Belly in The Summer I Turned Pretty. I got signed by them, and I got to meet them at the Strand Bookstore in New York. Best experience ever. So this had to be on the shelf, of course. Oh my god. If you love The Summer I Turned Pretty and you're looking for something not similar, but like the same kind of writing style, like fast-paced, you need to check out Lynn Painter. Her rom-coms are everything. So we have Better Than the Movies. This is literally like my favorite rom-com of all time. I read this last year. It was so funny and good. I loved the romance in this. It was so good. Like, there wasn't a minute I was bored. It was like probably the most entertaining book I've read ever. And since I loved Better Than the Movies, I was like, I have to check out more Lynn Painter books. So I got The Do-Over, which this book takes place on Valentine's Day, which is literally next week. So I have to read this. And look at the spine. I got this at Barnes & Noble. It was an exclusive edition. And I think it's like a Groundhog's Day situation. Like, she keeps repeating the same day over and over again. But I don't know. I heard this was really funny too. Really good. And I also want to get Betting on You. That's her new release. So yeah. Painter collection will be expanding. Because we have this beach thing going on, I had to put my queen of the beach read books. Emily freaking Henry. Well, first of all, I had to put this jar. I've been collecting sea glass and just like things that I found, like seashells, anything I found on the beach that is like significant or just beautiful and like I need to keep it, I'm putting it in the jar. It's going in the jar. Look how cute. It's like, you know those questions like, are you a collector? I'm like, yes. Well, I collect this, but then also, okay, wait, but can we just take a moment actually? Like, that is so pretty. The sea jar. Next to my Emily Henry books, we have her first book here, which is Beach Read. I actually read the second. The first book I read was People Me on Vacation. The two main characters are going through a writer's block. They can't find any inspiration. So they kind of make a deal. They're like, let's swap genres. And so you got that going on. And it's just really good. Like, the banter is really good. It's really funny. It's really sweet. It's so... I don't know a single person that doesn't like this book. I would start with Beach Read if you're going to get into Emily Henry. Then move to People Meet on Vacation, which is my personal favorite. It is about these two main characters, Poppy and Alex, and they have been best friends for like years. So they've been going on summer vacations together for 10 years. Present day, they don't talk anymore. And Poppy's like, I miss him. Like, I miss Alex. Like, I don't even know what happened. Like... So you don't even know what happened. There's all this miscommunication, and she's like, my life hasn't been the same since he, you know, left it. And so she kind of, you know, calls him up. She's like, wait, let's go on one last trip, because she also is like hating her life. And so she's like, I miss you. Let's take another trip. And he's like, bet. But you get to like see all their vacations, and it's so good. Like, it's so good. And then move to Book Lovers, which is about Nora and Charlie. And Charlie's an editor, Nora is a literary agent, and they kind of run in the same circles a little bit. They both live in New York. They're both like the same type of character, actually. They're both very just like obsessed with their job, very hardworking. They kind of met in New York, didn't have the best like first impression, but then they end up like both being the same place during the summer, this like small town. And there's like other stuff to it, but it was just really like, this is really funny. Like, this is, I think, is her funniest one so far. And I just loved how similar the two main characters were. I think it made their romance more interesting. And then we have her latest release, Happy Place, which is so good. So we have the main couple in Happy Place. They've been dating for, I think, like almost a decade. They met in college. They also met, like, you know, their friend group. And so this friend group has been going to this beach house in Maine, like every year and day. Two main characters, they broke up. And no one in the friend group knows. And, you know, one of the girls in the friend group who owns the house, she's like, okay, wait, we're gonna sell my family's gonna sell the house, like we need to go one last time all together. So they're going to this beach house for the last time together with their friend group, and they're pretending that they're still together because they don't want to ruin the weekend. It's so good. And then you like get to see their relationship and, you know, how the friend group came together, how they started dating. It's just so good. Okay, and then I'm gonna also like leave room for Funny Story, which is her new release coming out in April. And I'm so excited. And then we have my vinyl. I got this for Christmas. Look how cute it is. It's a Victrola. And so my dad kind of fixed this for me because at first I didn't think I could have it on the bookshelf because, you know, there's no outlet. So, but he kind of like put the wire through the bookshelf so I could like plug it in the back, which is so great. So now I can like I can have my records spinning while I'm in my room, and it's just gonna look so cute like next to all the books. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to my fantasy shelf. This year I've been getting into fantasy. I've never been a fantasy reader ever. I never read Harry Potter, Percy Jackson. Like I just, you know, it wasn't in the cards for me when I was little. Now I'm obsessed. And you know what I blame? I blame Fourth Wing. It's caused a crazy obsession. Now I'm like, I only want to read fantasy. But it has to be romantasy, because if it doesn't have romance, what's the point? What exactly is the point? Let's start with this side. Okay, so we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab? I don't know. So this is historical fantasy, and I think it's about this girl who never ages. Or, I don't even know. Yeah, she doesn't age, and people don't remember her, I think. Whatever. Okay, I won this in a giveaway a while ago, and my friend read it, but I haven't read it. So I want to read this year. Don't know when I will, but I definitely want to read it. I feel like everyone loves it, so. And then we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I loved this book so much. It was so good. As you can tell, because look at this. So when I pre-ordered the second book in that series, Ruthless Vows, I pre-ordered it because I wanted to also get it signed. So I ordered it through this like indie bookstore. I think it's in Georgia. But yeah, so they were doing this like whole campaign for the sequel, and so I got these pictures. So this is the main couple, Iris and Roman, and then this is Addie and what's his name? I don't know. The man that she's involved with in the second book. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Oh well. So yeah, so they are, Iris and Roman are on my shelf. And so this is a YA historical fantasy, which I loved. It's so good. This is like probably the most romantic book I've ever read. It's so beautifully written and like poetic in a way that I have not read anything like it before. I'm sure there's a lot more like this, and I really want to find, if there's any books that remind you of Divine Rivals, please let me know, because this was just like it was everything I wanted, I think. And it was like a fantasy, but it was very light fantasy, and it more so like reminded me of like an older, because it's historical fantasy, like it reminded me of this, it just had this like old love feeling, and it was so pretty. So when I was shopping in my Nana's basement, because she literally, it's like a Hobby Lobby in there, like she has everything, she had these candlesticks, and I was like, that is beautiful. She had like a bunch of them. I think I took like 3. My mom's like, what are you gonna do with that? Well, it's on the fantasy shelf, so there's definitely a reason why I got it. And this was like, I literally like snagged this when I didn't even like know I was going to build like a fantasy shelf. So, you know, everything comes back, you know. So now we have the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. I read the first one. It was so good. It was really, really good. My favorite part was the romance, obviously, and I tapped it. But I know that the second and the third, okay, so I know the second book is about different characters, and that's why I have not really wanted to pick it up, because I loved the characters in the first book so much. So I don't know. And then I know that the last book they kind of come back, but I don't know. I'm gonna get to it because I need to read this series and then read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, because it's a spin-off of the Caraval series. But I don't know. I'll probably get to it in the next few months, but I don't know. I don't know. And I also like, I found spoilers about that too, so that's why I haven't really wanted to pick it up. But yeah, this is from my great grandma. I just saw it in her room and I thought it was pretty, and she's like, "You want it?" So I was like, "Sure." So I'm gonna show you my other babies. Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. This got me into fantasy. This is the reason why I only want to read romantasy. It was so good. It was so addicting, and just like the romance was so good. Like the man in this book, like there's no words. And then this book's a lot longer. I got the sprayed edges from Barnes & Noble. It took me a while to read, but I wouldn't trade that time for the world. And so those are my kids. I don't know when the third book is coming out, but it better come out soon. And then this is literally like one of the most talked about books like right now, Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I heard it was a mix of The Hunger Games and then something else. I don't know. Hunted, Hunter, destined for each other. Like, come on. That sounds amazing. Oh my God. Oh, so the girl is a thief, an ordinary, and a survivor. And Kai, the boy, is a prince. He's one of the elites, and he's an enforcer. She is the very thing he has spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she has spent her whole life pretending to be. And fate ensured that they would find each other. So now we're on to this shelf, and this is basically like literary fiction, historical fiction, and just like fun vibes. It's a lot of fun. I love this shelf. Look at these glasses. I wore these to a Harry Styles concert. Look how, it's so cute. And yeah. So we have my favorite fictional 70s band, Daisy Jones and the Six, which this record was made because of this book. I love Daisy Jones and the Six so much. It's about a fictional band inspired by Fleetwood Mac. And basically it's like interview format, it's the band members like, you know, telling how their band got together. Just basically like a retelling of what happened to one of the most famous bands in the world at the time of the 70s. So freaking good. I give it 5 stars. I love it. This author, she writes like historical fiction books, but they're so exciting, and most of them take place in like LA. And so Daisy Jones and the Six was during the 70s. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I think that was the 60s. I haven't read this yet, which is insane because I say that I'm such a big fan of Taylor Jenkins Reid. Why haven't you read like one of her most famous books? I have no idea. So I have to read this one this year. It's a priority. Like if I don't read this book this year, I'm canceled. Like don't even bother watching my videos again, because like, I think this journalist is trying to like get a story about Evelyn Hugo's life, because, you know, she was this notorious actress in the 60s, so glamorous. She had like 7 husbands, so I think she wants to kind of like dive into her world and get like Evelyn Hugo's story from the source itself. So she gets to like share her story, and it's just, I heard it was really good and really sad. So I'm kind of scared to get sad, but it's okay. And then we have Malibu Rising, which takes place in the 80s in Malibu. Okay, it's about this famous family and their father. I'm not gonna say who it is, but he was in these 2 books too. So yeah, Malibu Rising, there's a lot of surfing going on, there's a lot of family drama. If you're like looking for a book with like that really dives into like family dynamics and like certain like cycles that happen, like, you know, like the same problems that happen in like families, like maybe like alcoholism or another type of addiction, like stuff like that, that book talks about a lot. And there's so, oh my god, it's literally so just touching, and like, oh my god, I remember reading it on the beach and I was just like, oh my god, like historical fiction book, Mary Jane, which is also set in the 70s. This book was so, oh my god, like if you're a psychology major, read Normal People. These characters were so well written, and they both were dealing with so many things internally that they felt like so scarily real. And it was just so, I don't know, like talk too much about it, but it was just so good. Because if I talk about like every single one of these books that's on my shelf, like I'll be talking forever. So now we have The Two of Us by Taylor Torres. I got this sent by the author because I want to give away. It looks so good. Do you see this beautiful cover too? I know this is small town romance. I think they were friends first, this couple. Something happens. They don't talk anymore, and then she comes back home, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so there's a reason why this girl left town. She had this, you know, childhood crush romance with this man that lived near her, and now she's coming back. And she's trying to avoid that guy. So that's tea. So yeah, a nice little contemporary romance. I heard it was pretty sad too. So I'm excited to get my feelings hurt. Now we have Where the Crawdads Sing, another historical fiction book. I love this one so much, so I think it's fitting that it's here. Look at this poster. I totally forgot that they had a poster in this. It's Daisy and Billy. They destroyed me, actually. Their whole love story, romance, right person, wrong time, kills me. That was my peak. That was my time. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the bottom shelf. So these are all pretty random. I have The Secret History, Dark Academia. A lot of people told me like this is a very kind of insane book. And I feel like I need a fat dictionary before I start The Secret History, because that author, like the vocabulary that she uses is kind of like crazy. Like I'm going to need to look up every single word. And now we have Confess by Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover, like, she got me back into reading, but I really just like don't love her books anymore. They're very traumatic, but like not in like a good way. Like the trauma's not worth it. It's like the romance is like subpar, and then you got that trauma element. It's like, thanks for like actually scaring me. The plot sounds really interesting. I'm pretty sure people just like submit like confessions, like things that they did. And then like an artist like draws all of these things. I'm not sure. So it has this art element, this kind of like, I think it's a romance, and like there's definitely more to it. But it does sound good. So that's probably like the only Colleen Hoover book I'm going to read in the foreseeable future. And then we have Every Last Word. I know that I think this is like a YA story. I don't know if there's romance in it. I don't know a lot about it. I do know it's sad. My friend Mia, she gave this book to me for Christmas. She said it's literally one of her favorite books ever, and it made her cry. So I'm excited to get to that one. If You Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. This book made me actually cry. I had like nightmares about it. Like I actually like dreamed about it. Like when I finished it, I was like sobbing when I finished it. Like, actually, it was so bad. Like, this was, like, so heartbreaking. Like, actually so heartbreaking. But I do recommend it if you want a good sad book. The Inheritance Games. I know this is mystery. Love Triangle. This is also, like, one of my best friend's favorite series. So I'm going to hopefully get into that this year. Actually, that's a priority. I should read that. So, yeah, I'm going to get to this. The Hunger Games series. I read this. I didn't finish it. Didn't love it. I think it's, like, a fine book. I just think it's boring. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. It's just not, like, that exciting. I still have to read these. So I'll get to them. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I've seen the movies. And now we have Binding 13 and Keeping 13. So this series everyone talks about is actually, like, huge. Like, I'm pretty sure there's, like, 800 pages, 600 actually. Yeah, there's 600 pages, and the font's small. But I heard this is, like, so good. Like, people love this book. People, like, cry reading this book. It's, like, everyone's comfort series. And I'm pretty sure it's about, like, this girl. She's been bullied all her life. She's so shy. She comes from this, like, terrible household, very abusive. And, you know, she starts going to this new private school, and you know, she meets this guy. He's, like, really popular. He's, like, captain of the rugby team. This also takes place in Ireland. That's why they play rugby. And so he kind of, like, takes her in. He, like, sees her, like, he really wants to help her, and so they become, like, friends first, and then there's this, like, really, really good romance. And I think the main part that people love about this book is, like, the guy is, like, so protective, and, like, I don't know a lot more about what happens. I do know, like, people love, like, it's this book, like, there's a huge, like, friend group, and people really love them. And so the first two books I think are one couple, and then the next two books I think it's the main girl's brother and the girl that's in the friend group, and, like, they date each other. I don't know. Okay, first of all, look how floppy it is. We also have on the shelf my vinyls. So the first one I got was Daisy Jones and the Six. The second one I got was Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. I got it for Christmas. My friend gave it to me. Literally, I just love this. Like, it's so good. I love this album. It's so fun. And yeah, it's very sick. I think it was from Urban Outfitters. So it's, like, the basic version. There's no, like, hidden tracks or anything. But I love it. It's so cute. And the second one I got was the Speak Now Taylor's version vinyl. I literally, like, after Christmas happened and I got my record player, I was like, okay, like, I'm saving all my gift cards and I'm going to buy my vinyls that way. Because, like, I'm not going to waste all my money on vinyls. Like, I need to be, like, smart about this. But, so this is a very well-deserved purchase, because it's one of my favorite Taylor albums ever. So the next Taylor record I got was Folklore, which is my favorite album that she's ever released. It's literally my child. And I was gonna get the one from Target, but the one from Target, like, why is it's red, so I couldn't get it from Target. I had to get it from Amazon, because Amazon, at least it's, like, beige. Like, at least it goes with the theme of the album. This vinyl I've listened to, like, so much compared to my other ones. And then, so this is the most recent one I got, which is one of my favorite EPs ever. I love Gracie Abrams. I'm a huge Gracie Abrams fan. So I got This Is What It Feels Like, which was her second EP. I do want to get Good Riddance, but I'm waiting I want to see if they restock the signed ones, because it's going to be the anniversary of her first album, Good Riddance, soon. So I want to see if she restocks the blue vinyls. So cool. Just, like, a typical black one, but I love this EP so much. It has some of my favorite songs ever. So yeah, I love her. Also, the last thing I have on my shelf that I haven't showed you is Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, the popcorn bucket. I literally, I just cleaned it out. Like, as soon as I got it, like, as soon as I bought this when I went to the movies, my friend was like, "You're not seriously going to take that home?" I was like, "Of course I am. Like, of course I'm taking it home." So now I just put my electronics in it. So I have my old Kindle from like 2012. I don't really use it, but I kind of want to start reading on it. I have my digital camera, my headphones. These are the Sony headphones. My old digital camera from when I was a little baby. And what's this called? Adapter? Yeah, and like flash card. So that is everything on my bookshelf. If you want to see more videos like this, give a thumbs up. I love doing sit down talking videos, and I loved talking about this bookshelf because I was so excited to organize and decorate it. Be sure to follow me on my Bookstagram at Gianna's_library for more book content, reviews, recommendations. All the fun stuff happens on there. I feel like I love taking pictures, so it's always a good time. He says you should subscribe. Bye, guys.